Questions 11 through 20 on the 2008 Grade 7 Gauss Math Contest. Chris bought 2 hockey sticks at the same price. He also bought a helmet for $25. If Chris spent $68 in total, how much did one hockey stick cost? So we got 2 times S for hockey stick plus 25 is equal to 68. So therefore 2S is equal to 43. And dividing through by 2, we get 43 divided by 2. And therefore each hockey stick is priced at $21.50. So number 11, the answer is C. In the chart, each number below the top row is the positive difference of the 2 numbers to the right and left in the row immediately above it. What is the value of x? All right, let's fill this in. So 16 and 17, if you subtract them, the positive will be 11. And then some of this has already been done for us. 8 and 11, positive difference is 3. 11 and 2, positive difference is 9. 7 and 3, difference is 4. 3 and 9, positive difference is 6. And therefore 4 and 6, the positive difference will be 2. So number 12, the answer is B. In the diagram, PQR is isosceles. The value of x is. If it's isosceles, this angle and this angle are the same. Okay? So I'll just call them y since that's x. So that means that 2y plus 40 is equal to 180. And therefore 2y is equal to 140. And therefore y is equal to 70. So instead of putting in y's, we can just put in 70s. 70 degrees here, 70 degrees here. Now x is the opposite angle of 70, and therefore x is equal to 70 by opposite angles. X equals 70, so therefore number 13, the answer is B. Wesley is 15 and his sister Brina is 7. The sum of their ages is 22, and how many years will the sum of their ages be double what it is now? So the number of years I'll just call y. So 15 plus y will be Wesley's age in that many years. Then you add that to 7 plus y, which will be Brina's age in that many years. And that has to be double the sum now. Well, the sum now is 22, so it will be 2 times 22. So adding this, we get 22 plus 2y is equal to 44. And therefore 2y is equal to 22, and therefore y is equal to 11. So in 11 years from now, Wesley will be 26, Brina will be 18, and if you add up their ages, it will be equal to 44, which is exactly double of 22. So 14, the answer is 11 years, which is choice E. Using the two transformations, the letter R is changed as shown. Using the same 2 transformations, the letter L is changed as shown. Using the same 2 transformations, the letter G is changed too. Okay, think about this for a second. Let's look at this, what's going on here. All right, what I think is you are basically rotating it almost like if you had a piece of paper and you completely rotated it 180 degrees. And I'm pretty sure that the same thing's happening there, right? So I have to first take my G and rotate it all the way around, almost like write it on a piece of paper and then turn it upside down. That's the quickest way of doing it. That's how you do this rotation. And if you do, oh boy, how do I write this here? It will be something like this. Okay, well, that's my attempt at a G that's been rotated. Basically upside down. Then the next one is pretty straightforward. That's just a reflection, right? It's like a reflection in a mirror. So that one's pretty straightforward. It's going to be something like this, like that. Okay, that's a horrible G, but you get the idea. Now let's look at the answer choices. And of the answer choices, the one that comes even close to what I drew is D. Right? Because the curve obviously has to be this way. and this is not like that. The curve is not this way, there. So I'm down to just A and D, but that part of the G is up and this part of the G is down. I hope that makes sense. So number 15, the answer is D. In the diagram, each small square in the grid is the same size. What percentage of the grid is shaded? All right, let's first count the number of squares. This is 8, and this is 8. So we've got 8 times 8, so the total number of squares is 64. Now, I think it's quicker to count the total number of white squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 white squares. So 64 minus 16, which is 48, are the shaded squares. So in terms of a percent, it would be 48 shaded squares all over the total. And that is the percent or fraction that represents the shaded region. And that is 3 over 4 as a percent, 75%. So number 16, the answer is D. The length of a rectangle is 6 more than twice its width. If the perimeter is equal to 120, what is the width? So here we have a rectangle, something like that. And then we have the width here, width there, and they're saying that the length is twice the width, and then you add 6. Okay? So that is the length written in terms of W. Now they've told us that the perimeter is 120. Well, the perimeter in terms of my W will be 2W plus 2 times 2W plus 6. So this is 2W plus 4W plus 12 is equal to 120. So 6W is equal to 108. And therefore W, 108 divided by 6, which is 18. So the width is 18, so number 17, the answer is B. Rishi got the following marks on 4 math tests, 71, 77, 80, and 87. He will write 1 more math test. Each test is worth the same amount, and all marks are between 0 and 100, which of the following is a possible average for his 5 math tests? Well, we have 71 plus 77 plus 80 plus 87. And then let's just say the 5th one he got X as a score. And we have to divide by 5 to get the average. If we do this, we get 315 plus X all over 5, which is equal to 63 plus X over 5. And this has to equal one of these. All right, let's take it one step at a time and see. Let's see if 88 would work. If it's 88 as the average for the 5 math tests, this becomes X over 5 is equal to 25, and therefore X is equal to 125. But that's not possible because each test can only have a score between 0 and 100. So that one's gone. The next one, 62, well, that's not going to work. I can immediately tell you because we already have 63, but I'll just show you mathematically. That's going to be the equation. But that means X over 5 will be equal to -1, so X is -5. And you can't get -5 on a test. Well, maybe you can, but not on this test. So that one's gone. So 82 is our next choice. 63 plus X over 5. Again, subtract and you get X over 5 is 19. And therefore X is equal to 95. That is indeed possible. So that is the answer choice. These two will give you X is equal to 105 and X is equal to 115. And both of those are not possible, right? Because the test can only be between 0 and 100. So number 18, the answer is C. A 4x4 square grid can be entirely covered by 3 non-overlapping pieces made from 1x1 squares. If the 2 pieces are this and that, the 3rd piece is. Okay, so let's draw a grid, 4x4. And let's see how we are going to fit these initial 2 pieces that they give us, this one and this one. Okay, so the first one, I guess I can put it in like this. That way it will fit right there. Okay, so that takes care of that guy. But what about the next one? How am I going to place that? I think, I use a different color here. If I put it in like that, if I place the piece, sideways, that will fit right there. There we go. That's going to take care of that. You just have to turn it sideways. So what's remaining is what the last piece has to look like, and the last piece has to look like this. Okay, I'll draw it over here. It's got to look like that. Okay, so which one of the answer choices looks like that? Well, that is for number 19, C. The product of three different positive integers is 72. What is the smallest possible sum of these integers? So we'll let our three integers be ABC, and when you multiply them together, it equals 72. Well, 72 broken down into its prime factors is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So we have to make three numbers and find out the sum. All right, well, let's see here. 72 could equal 2 times 4 if I combine those. And if I combine those, it'll be 9, right? But what is the sum now of these three numbers that represent A, B, and C? 2 plus 4 plus 9, and that is 15. Okay, 15 is one of the answer choices, but let's see if I can get anything smaller. All right, 72 can also be equal to, let's try a 6, a 2, and a 3. And then the 2 and the 2 will be 4, and then finally we got a 3 left over. So 6 times 4 times 3 is also equal to 72. Now let's figure out the sum of these three numbers. 6 plus 4 plus 3, and that is 13. And that is indeed lower than 15, and that's the smallest of the answer choices. Actually, no, it's not the smallest. 12 is the smallest, but of the answer choices, that's the only one that will work. So the answer to number 20 is A.